Hi there folks, my name's NovaWrap and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So here we are on Sunday the 31st of March 2019 for another exciting episode, and we're going to jump straight into it this week with the only piece of release news that I could find for the ESP platforms this week, and that would be the guys over at Aerosoft releasing their rendition or their latest version of their I should know this because I used to live there. Erfurt Airport in the center of Germany. So this is again the latest in the long line of Aerosoft sceneries that have been slowly being migrated over to 64-bit and being made compatible with Prepared v4. Interestingly enough, slight quirk here. Don't know whether it's an indicator or not, but they've dropped the professional title, which was previously being slapped onto anything that was being made into a Prepared v4 exclusive. So yeah, just interesting thing that something that I noted when doing the research on this one, because yeah, this is an update. It was previously released for FS9 and for FSX. We never saw a Prepared v1 through 3 version. Mind you, you could just slap the FSX version in there and it doesn't really change anything. And it's only now with Prepared v4 that we're seeing the new version. What's changed? Not much. The features list is pretty much the same, hasn't actually changed anything. The description has changed though. It shows that it talks about 2018, but I cannot find any confirmation or not whether or not it actually has reflecting an update of the airport and the airport layout. From, as I said, looking at the pictures, it looks like it's just a straight update. It doesn't seem like there's been any updates. I may be wrong though, not 100% familiar with the airport. But otherwise, the quick feature list has come from Aerosoft is reconstruction of the airport, including all airport facilities, as well as the town of Bindersleben, which is the major town next door. Interesting enough, it is the smallest international airport in Germany, and it is literally located smack bang in the middle of the country. Includes 3D approach lights, photoreal textures of buildings and vehicles for the airfield, seasonal ground textures for the airport and surrounding areas, accurate apron with realistically rendered textures, and high-resolution day and night textured with realistic navigation aids. Fully compatible with all standard AI traffic and AI traffic add-ons, and an integration of AES Light for dynamic ground traffic around the apron and surrounding roads as well. So this one's, as I said, it's just the update. It's rebooted over Prepared v4. Can't guarantee whether or not it's been updated to any layout of the airport as it is now. If you're looking at purchasing this new, you are looking at about $20 US or your original equivalent. If you are an existing owner of the original Erfurt X, then you are looking at $14 US or your original equivalent to get the upgrade across this one. Available now from Aerosoft or your favorite flight sim retailer. And as I said, that was the only piece of ESP platform news that I could find for the week. So we're moving out of the ESP platform, moving into the world of X-Plane. And we're going to get started with X-Plane World with the guys over at Carinado. Now, they've continued their march of bringing their content over into the X-Plane world. And they brought across one of their... I believe this is one of their oldest ones for the ESP platform, and I'm actually surprised it's taken them this long to bring it over to X-Plane. But given the reasonably good quality of the one that is the default that's included with X-Plane, I can kind of understand it. So this is their edition of the B-58 Baron. As I said, it's been around a long time for Carinado, so it's great to see that it's finally made its way over to X-Plane, coming at a reasonable price too, coming in at $30 US. In terms of what it comes across, it's been usual things that we see from Carinado when they bring it across. Fully updated, updated flight dynamics and modeling for latest improvements for 11.3 for X-Plane 11. Interesting enough, this one also requires X-Plane 11.3 and above, as it takes advantage of the updates of the flight dynamics and flight dynamic engine, as well as the engine and prop design and engine modeling that has been updated with 11.3 as well. So a couple of things with that one. You've also got full integration with VR support for X-Plane, as well as integration with the custom Bendix tracking KFC225 autopilot, and full integration with Reality XP's GTN 750 if you do have that for X-Plane as well. Full implementation of the F-Mod sound system and full 4K PBR textures throughout the aircraft as well. So pretty highly detailed again, as we come to see from Carinato, and great to see them moving this one over onto the platform. Available now from Carinato or your favorite flight sim retailer, $29.95, or your regional equivalent available now. And another aeroplane release for the X-Plane 11 World. The guys over at Just Flight have brought their Beechcraft Duchess Model 76 over from the ESP platform and brought it over into the world of X-Plane. So this little twin-engined trainer and sort of commuter touring aircraft. I recently did a review of the ESP version. I'm hoping to get my hands on a rendition of the X-Plane version to do a quick comparison as well in the near future. Otherwise, as I said, it is a T-tail aircraft primarily used for training. It's still in service with a lot of airfields and a lot of flight schools around the world. This is a great multi-engine trainer and also a great navigation systems trainer with its full AFI cable avionics fit and a integrated weather radar as well. So it's a fairly docile aircraft to fly, at least in the ESP version. As I said, interesting to see what it would look like in the X-Plane world. As far as what they've done with it, again, they've teamed up with the guys over at Thuranda to do this one. In fact, there actually seems to be a couple of extra features seem to have made their way into the X-Plane version. A more detailed weight and balance setup seems to have been included with the X-Plane 11 version, looking at the screenshots here, as well as your full implementation of all the interactive checklists. Full PBR textures and HD textures have been used throughout the aircraft as well. Full integration of ground equipment from, as the same we saw the ESP version. Fully modeled, fully native avionics suite, including the KM28 audio selector, the WX8 Storm scope that we saw before, the Century 4 autopilot, and support for the integrated GNS 430, which is coming from X-Plane, as well as support for GTN 750 from a Reality XP as well. A couple of things, including support the F-Mod sound system as well. I think that's pretty much covers most of it there for that one. And you get 11 liveries included with this one as well. So looking pretty cool, pretty awesome. It should be interesting for those who wanted to grab this one. Coming in standard price for the in-house Just Flight models, coming in at $42 US, or your regional equivalent available from Just Flight or your favorite flight sim retailer available now. Moving out of the aircraft, but sticking with X-Plane 11, we're looking on with scenery releases this week. We're going to get started with one that is, I'll be honest, a little confusing. So the guys over at Vertical Sims have come out with their latest, well, I'm about to say latest release, but I don't know whether that's the right thing or not. So this is Baltimore International Airport, Kilo Bravo Whiskey India. Now, I swear this used to be on the org store. And reading the description of the Vertical Simulation store, it says that if you bought version 1 off the org store, please send your org order number to get a coupon code for 15% off this version. But this version appears to be version 1 as well. So I'm not exactly sure what the difference is. And I've checked with the org store, and the org store doesn't have this product for sale anymore. So I don't know whether I honestly don't know if it's a new product or we're just being charged for an update. I honestly don't know. So, as I said, I was mixed feelings about whether I bring this or not. As I said, it's new to Vertical Sims' store, so that's why I have brought it to you guys. But yeah, it'd be interesting. If anybody knows, or if Vertical Sims, if you're watching this, can you let us know, please, what's going on with this one? Because your blurb on your store doesn't make sense. Anyway, but otherwise, we are looking for a highly detailed optimization of the airport, including animated jetways, full implementation of PBR and texturing and 4K texturing without, custom 3D mesh for the airport, including the underpass for vehicles. You do also have the option of getting satellite imagery for the airport and the surrounding area, including the downtown area as well. Custom nightlight is included, as well as terminal layout as it appears at the start of 2019. So pretty cool for this one. Does also include winter winter textures, which is again a fairly unusual thing for X-Plane 11 World, but cool to see a developer has included that one. So if you are wanting to pick this one up, as I said, it's available from Vertical Sim Store, coming in at $22 US. And as I said, if anybody else has any information about what exactly is going on with this, please let me know. Get in touch or drop it in the comments down below. Would love to hear from you guys. And as I said, this one's coming in $22 US, available from Vertical Sim Store, available now. And another X-Plane 11 scenery release. The guys over at Skyline Simulations have released another airport for X-Plane 11. This time, stumbling over my tongue again here. Released their rendition of Billy Bishop Porter Airport. Now that's a mouthful and a half, isn't it? Now this is a regional Canadian airport on just servicing servicing Toronto, which is on a small island of Toronto Island, so just near Toronto City. Now this one is going to pack a lot in it for not only for regional aircraft pilots but also for heli pilots as well. So you get a full featured rendition of the actual island and the airport itself, including accurate runways, full integrated of all the terminals, all the layouts, and high detail textures and mesh of all of those objects. All detailed, including all of the FBOs, including a large number of static aircraft for the surrounding area, custom 3D grass custom 3D grass and vegetation blended in with the system as well. Implementation of a variety of photoreal, including the area as well as for, as I said, for getting into the helicopter guys parts, you also get a range of helipads for the actual city as well. So most of the buildings all have hard surfaces, and the buildings that actually have helipads have been modeled. It also includes animated CN tower colors, animated hangar doors for the airport, and animated air conditioning fans, which is possibly going a little bit too far, but hey, great to see that it's in there. As I said, it's coming through. It's also accurate to as the airport appears at the start of 2019, and also the way that the city is laid out as at the start of 2019, including custom photoreal imagery and OSM data as well. So there's a lot of stuff packed into this one, particularly for helicopter pilots. So if you wanted to pick this one up, this one is available directly from the guys over at Skyline Simulations, coming in for about $23 US, or your original equivalent, available now. And another scenery release for the X-Plane 11 World. The guys over at FSDG have brought two of their very highly acclaimed, highly popular ESP sceneries across onto the X-Plane platform. First one this week is the Sharm el Sheikh Airport. So this airport services the Egyptian coast, and of course many of the popular tourist destinations within Egypt, and so it's a very well-traveled thoroughfare for many people flying in internationally from Europe. Now this is a accurate rendition of the airport as it appeared. I believe, again, this is a straight port, it's not an update, so we're looking at about how it appeared in, if I recall correctly, this would be around about late 2017, early 2018. So it includes high resolution aerial imagery and custom ground textures for the airport, animated ground traffic, realistic and accurate 3D modeling of all of the airport hotels and nearby township and apartments as well along the coast there. Optimized for great performance and full implementation of all PBR material and enhanced lighting for X-Plane 11 included as well. At the same time, they also brought across their release of Dakar, or Blaise Diagne International Airport for Dakar. Now again, this one comes through with a highly detailed rendition of one of the most modern airports in Africa, including accurate rendition of the airport layout, and all taxiways and runways. Full implementation of all airport buildings as they appeared. Again, we're looking at about 2017-2018. High resolution photoreal imagery for the airport and surrounding areas are included as well, and again, full implementation of all PBR materials and HD textures included as well. Now, both of these airports are coming in for about $18 US, available now from the guys over at FSCG from their web store, available now. And rounding out the X-Plane 11 releases for this week, the guys over at Southwing Simulations. Now, I will be honest, this was a freeware developer that I remember from, be a good 4 years ago, I think. They used to produce small but very highly quality products. It was pretty sure he's a French developer. Small but very high quality add-ons. for FSX. Then he went very, very quiet, and as I said, I was pretty sure he'd actually left the business, but apparently he's back, and he's back with a vengeance, and he's back owing to the world of X-Plane. So this is his first release for X-Plane for his rendition of Ivalo Airport. So this is a kind of a interesting little airport in Finland, and has been, it's been very lovingly crafted, lovingly modelled. He's been working on it for many, many years, and I'll tell you what, he's definitely continuing on with his quality of his work. It's just absolutely outstanding. And for the thing is, folks, he's released this one for free. This is absolutely definitely payware quality that we're looking at straight here. And yeah, as I said, he's providing it to you guys for free, so that's a great thing. Now, this includes custom buildings, custom ground textures, custom vehicles for the airport, as well as static aircraft, full implementation of 3D grass, a full set of night lighting, as well as SAM or Scenery Animation Manager marshallers have been included for all of the gates as well. So there's a lot going into this one, especially coming in for a free airport as well. So looking pretty damn amazing. So if you want to stretch your wings, X-Plane wings, and head out to Finland, you can definitely count on grabbing this one because it's great there. Interestingly enough, though, he does recommend he doesn't use photoreal for the airports for any area, because apparently the available photoreal images for the area are massively out of date and don't match the current airport layout, because the airport, as I said, is laid out as how it appears in 2019. So pretty damn impressive, great work from the guys, and great to see that South Wings is still developing. This one can be grabbed for, as I said, available free download, available from the xplane.org forums, available now. Alright, moving out of the X-Plane world and moving into, well, this is a release, it's still flight sim, but it kind of bridges the gap and sort of works across all flight sims. So, for those who love flying their tube liners and fly on the likes of VATSIM, one of the, of course, frustrations and one of the known things is having to scrounge around and try and find your AIPs and trying to find your approach plates, your approach charts for all of the airports that you're going to. Some virtual pilots will do and get them up early, some will leave it to the last minute. But there is now an app for that. Instead of having to sift through the various languages and trying to dig through 10 bajillion links to try and find the charts that you're after, you can now look up in one place. That is brought to us by the team over at ChartFox. ChartFox essentially, in their way, essentially is just a website and an app that's gone through together and databased all of the airports. Well, not all the airports of the world. They've got a large number. So they're at launch. They're covering over 1,700 airports have been included, and a large number of additional airports in various countries with a direct link for you to access some charts. So a lot going on here. Essentially works like a web app where you can actually you create an account, you log in, you sort of add a few charts you want to do. So it's a great way to actually, so again, you can do it as part of your pre-flight planning. It includes apron charts as well, and also parking bays and taxi indicators as well. So a great resource for anyone, and definitely would be highly recommended that make sure that you grab this, guys, for those who are starting out in the world of VATSIM. Now this one's coming to us available for free. Now, I'm hopefully it will stay that way for good. Now, interestingly, to create the account, you actually need to have an active account with VATSIM in order to be able to have an account with ChartFox. So just something to be aware of. And I'll put the link in the description down below. Available now for YouTube line of flyers and VATSIM users. Available now. Alrighty, now moving out of many of the normal flight sims, moving into a different flight sim, moving to the world of DCS World, and this time we've seen once again one of the things that comes along late to Steam Edition. So many months ago, in fact, I'm pretty sure it was definitely at some point in 2018. We saw the release for DCS for the Spitfire campaign called the Big Show campaign. Now that campaign replicates the life and several missions of Spitfire ace Pierre Costemans, and goes through and details his life, his career, and many of the campaigns and missions featured in his book, which is, by the way, called The Big Show. This campaign requires the following. It requires the Spitfire Mark 9 aircraft. It also includes the Normandy 1944 map and the World War II assets packs, all included. to give you 12 historical missions, as well as detailed briefings, historical backgrounds covering the whole thing, historically accurate skins, blah 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 blah. We've covered all this before. Long story short, this was released for non-Steam users in 2018. It is only now just getting to Steam users, which once again, for those who yeah, again, it's my big issue I have with DCS, and the fact that it's, guys, either you're supporting the Steam platform or you're not. Like, get out of it. But anyway, if you do want to grab this, we're looking at $10 US, or your original code available now on Steam for non-Steam DCS users. You guys have had this available for 6 months. It's available on your web store, available now. Alright, done with that. Moving on. I'm going to get out of that before I get any more too much trouble about that one. Moving into the world of Train Simulation now. So, the guys over Train Simulator have released their latest add-on for Train Simulator 2019 in the form of the Norfolk Southern SD60E locomotive. Now, basically what this is the guys over at Norfolk Southern grabbed many of the their original SD60 railways locomotives, which dated back to the 1980s, and they would actually go through and do a modernization program in about 2010. Now this would include a full update of all the control systems, and moving over to essentially a glass cockpit, moving it to a upgraded braking systems, upgraded safety systems, as well as an update to the engine equipment as well, so be able to uprate the engine to give them an additional, so up to now 4,000 horsepower across into the engines that drive these trains. Now, Norfolk Southern, not only did they expand the update the fleet that they did have, they'd also go on, because it is such a workhorse of their fleet, they would go on and acquire a variety of several other of these original SD60s from various other former providers, former users, including ex-Union Pacific and Chicago North and Western locomotives, and they would also undergo the modernization program as well. So with this train, as it said in a highly detailed rendition of that in its crescent cab design, you get two sets of livery variations, including a cleaned variation and also a snow-covered variation as well. Not sure how that would go with you actually, moving along the tracks, because I'm pretty sure the snow would come off. But hey, who am I? You also include authentic cabs, controls and operating features, as it is the latest version. You also have a updated rolling stock in form of some coal stock as well. Beyond that, you also get 4 career scenarios are included, which require the Norfolk Southern Coal District route to be able to use those those scenarios. Otherwise, it's also fully quick drive compatible and compatible with all Steam Workshop scenarios. And now this add-on is coming in at a fairly low price actually for one of a train. For this one's coming in at $20 US, or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. Moving out of the trains now, moving into the world of farming with the latest DLC release for Farming Simulator 2019 in the form of the Anderson Group Equipment Pack. So the Anderson Group Equipment Pack essentially gives you a wide variety of baling attachments, and also a few other things to do with moving around wooden logs, as well as various mixes as well. Not really going to go too much into this, because I honestly don't know a lot about it, but because it's been a long time since I've pulled out the old Farming Simulator. But yes, essentially most of it is various forms of baling wrappers and baling stackers as well, so that's pretty much about that. Now this one's coming in slightly exy price, I think, for the content that's in there. So it's $10 US, or your original equivalent, available now on Steam. I said just a little bit exy, I think, for the for what you get for it. But if you're looking for the extra equipment, probably this might be what you're after. It does require the core game, of course. Available now on Steam. Alrighty, moving into a simulation of a different kind this week with something that I have a lot of fond memories of the previous 2 iterations of this series. I'm talking about this week that we saw the release of Tropico 6, and El Presidente has returned. So for those who don't know the Tropico series, essentially the Tropico series is about you being a dictator of your own banana republic. Somewhere, it's basically a fictional sort of island or chain of islands in the Caribbean, and you get to rule it with an iron fist, an iron thumb, or as a benefactor. It's up to you. Now, what do you get for this one? As I said, this version expands on it a bit more. So we see this time, instead of using just one island at a time, you actually get to manage multiple islands. You actually get to manage an entire archipelago this time, with a whole slew of new challenges for this one. You get a variety of new things of basically you can send your agents to raid foreign lands to steal world wonders. That's new. I definitely know that one. You can also do tunnel construction, which you couldn't do previously, and you got a few different transportation and infrastructure options have come through with this one as well. Updated news and research system, and the election speeches are back, which is one of the great things that I missed about Tropico 4, that was for sure. Anyway, right, so apart from that, this one comes available in 2 editions. They're coming in the standard edition and an El Presidente edition. El Presidente edition doesn't really have a lot of stuff in it. Honestly, little bit surprised at how little is in the El Pres edition. It gives you a couple of outfits for your in-game avatar, and a bit of digital soundtrack and digital calendar, so it's okay, that's fine. Usually we see, especially a lot of games, and Tropico always has a slew of DLC that will come out for years afterwards. So it's a bit surprising that we didn't see it sort of. They didn't offer a couple of DLC included, so like a season pass or something. But yeah, otherwise, it's available now. Always a lot of fun. It's probably going to be more fun for those who have a bit of a interest in history, and also make sure that you take it with a dose of salt and a hefty dose of sarcasm as well. So yeah, if you are looking for this one, so this one's coming in at $50 US, the original equivalent for the standard edition, and looking about an extra $10 US if you want to be able to pick up the El Pres edition for the various in-game add-ons. And this one's available now on Steam. And finally, rounding out the simulation release news for this week, we saw the release of eSail, Sailing Simulator. Now, it seems, in a day and age where it seems like there is a simulator game for just about everything, including being a rock, this one is kind of interesting and looks kind of cool. It goes through and actually sort of teaches some semi-practical skills if you ever actually want to go out and actually, get on a sailboat, which is surprisingly more accessible than a lot of people realize. Now, this one goes through, it actually sort of teaches you how to do things. It also teaches you some navigation as well. A few different things. You got live sailing mode. We actually have changing weather conditions and sea conditions while you sail. You've got a comprehensive training mission system with 17 learning modules through there, 15 in-game challenges, as well as a charting module as well, to actually allow you to teaches you how to use a nautical chart and how to use a pair of dividers and a compass. That's cool. You don't rely on a GPS. That's old school. I love it. And then how to actually sort of use that and use visual references and stuff like that to actually be able to do it, including how to do it at night. So this is, I think, one of those examples of where you've got a game that actually has some good educational, hidden educational gaming sort of outcomes here as well, and it's kind of cool, kind of interesting. So yeah, it's kind of curious, kind of different. I think it's kind of cool. You're looking at around about $20 US for this one, available now on Steam if you want to pick this one up. And as I said, looks kind of interesting. Don't know if it's for me, but kind of interesting, kind of cool. The graphics could probably be a bit better, but as I said, the concept is really different. So yeah, I like it. Anyway, there you go. Alright folks, as I said, that does round out for the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.